Pagkatapos ang sabi niya, ayan na, yung Duterte brand daw is rebounding with Sara getting positive net shock and approval ratings and pro-Duterte candidates are improving in the senatorial race. There is a need for anti-Duterte forces to be strategic. Tayo about strategy na rin, ano?
Strategic thinking na.
Diba? Now you want to talk about strategy. Ayan.
Okay.
But you know, ang maganda dito is that they are recognizing that the Duterte is becoming a threat.
Exactly.
That the Duterte is becoming a threat. So, ano pa? Push pa guys, di ba? Push pa, ganyan. Kuya, wait, I have something to ask, no? Ano masasabi mo? Kasi, although I do not believe that Antonio Contreras would have a clout sa pink, sa mga yellow, sa mga ano, he's not a dominant voice, no? And you know, he's not really that smart, even if professor siya, ganyan. But, meron siyang post about consolidation, ha?
Kaya nga, basahin mo nga.
Nag-iisip na rin yung ano, ha? Nag-iisip na rin tong mga, tong mga kainsukan na to, ganyan.
Parang si Hidarian, nakikita ko pag nagkaedad si Hidarian, parang magiging si Contreras.
Trots! Ayan, okay. Sabi ko nga, nung pinost ko to, sabi ko, wag niyong kung i-correct si Contreras dun sa 60-40, ganyan. Hayaan niyo na maniwala siya dun sa baseline na gusto niyang paniwalaan, ganyan. Ayan. Sabi yun, ang gustong gawin ngayon, ito yung proposal ni Contreras. So, gusto nila mag-consolidate na rin sila. Ganyan. Oo. Pagkatapos ang sabi niya, ayan na, yung Duterte brand daw is rebounding with Sara getting positive net shock and approval ratings and pro-Duterte candidates are improving in the senatorial race. There is a need for anti-Duterte forces to be strategic. Tayo about strategy na rin, ano?
Strategic thinking na.
Diba? Now you want to talk about strategy. Ayan.
Okay.
But you know, ang maganda dito is that they are recognizing that the Duterte is becoming a threat.
Exactly.
That the Duterte is becoming a threat. So, ano pa? Push pa guys, di ba? Push pa, ganyan. Go pa natin yan. Oo. Let's secure that the Duterte are all gonna get the Duterte, Duterte-based support. Ayan. So, ang ano dito, first, there is a recognition, no, na natatakot kayo sa ayan. And then sabi niya, ideological or partisan purity cannot stand in the way of ensuring that this family will not be given the chance to be back. The pinks, reds, yellow, Marcos loyalists will have to make critical moves and make hard choices. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Anti-Duterte candidates within a winning chance, regardless of political color, should be given the push. Ayan. So ngayon sila, walang pake, pink ka, yellow ka, NPA, kasama tayo, basta anti-Duterte ka.
Chapsoy tayo, chapsoy. Bahala na, chapsoy na.
At least, sa side ng mga Duterte, ang pinag-aawayan lang natin dito is whether or not Amy Marcos is really true to her intentions. Diba? Kasi si Amy Marcos projected herself as someone na talagang Marcos na maka-Duterte. Maka-Duterte siya ever since. Ang kinakasama lang ng loob ng mga Duterte supporters dito, totoo ba yan o hindi? Loloko mo kami. Ganun lang yung problema sa atin, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, wala masyadong divorce on the principles. Wala masyadong divorce on the support, on the ano, because there is a history that Amy was really a very, very, a very, very Duterte na kind of Marcos. Di ba?
So trust issues lang talaga si Amy, trust issues.
Trust issues lang talaga si Amy dahil nga Marcos siya. 'Di ba? Dahil nga Marcos siya. Pero sila
Inamin talaga.
Oo. Wala kaming nakita sa anti-Duterte kayo. Yun yung mag-unite sa inyo. Yung pagiging anti-Duterte nyo. Mga putang ina nyo. Mga prinsipyo. Ewan ko sa inyo, mga bulok.
Bakit ba to hanggang ngayon professor pa rin to? Pag ako yung chairman ng Vice President or for Academic Affairs, talagang sisipahin ko to.
So ang goal niya talaga, dapat walang Duterte.
Dapat walang Duterte.
Tangin ng bulok. Diyos me.
Joey, kulang na lang Joey, i-recruit niya yung mga smuggler, yung mga drug lord.
Kasi anti-Duterte yung mga yun eh. Makikipag-tsuktsakan siya kay Kerwin Espinosa at saka doon sa iba pang mga drug addict at saka drug lords. Okay, mag-unite na kayo, lahat ng mga anti-Duterte. Lahat ng mga kidnapper, di ba? Tatanggapin kayo ni Antonio Contreras. Tanginang yan.
Grabe talaga. Natatawa talaga ako. Muntik na ako mahulog sa phone ko nung binasa ko na share mo yung post na yun. Talaga inamin na talagang hindi na to kain suka eh. Yung suka, kinain niya, tapos kinain pa niya ulit yung tae ng kinakain niyang suka.
Correct! Diyos me! And they were so proud of it. And they were trying to package it as just being strategic.
Tama.
Di ba? Nakakaloka, Diyos me. Ito ba yung ano?
Sige,
ito. Sabi nga, for example daw, an anti-Duterte Marcos loyalist voting for Bam or Kiko instead of Abalos. Hindi a make sure that Marcoleta or Salvador will not land in the Magic 12.
Nilaglag si Abalos. Kaya ang laki ng gastos ni Abalos. Tingnan mo, bilyon na yung gastos ni Abalos. Tapos ipapalaglag si Abalos.
Di ba? Di ba? Ayun. Nakakaloka. So ngayon, ilalaglag na daw nila si Abalos at iboto na si Kiko at si Bam. Ito nga, we're talking about Kiko yung gustong ipahukay. Yung mga boto ni Marcos Sr. Gusto niyang pabotohin yung mga Marcos loyalist kay Kiko Pangilinan na gustong hukayin ng mga boto ni Ferdinand E. Marcos at pinigilan na malibing si Ferdinand Marcos Sr. sa libingan ng mga bayani. Winning si Contreras. Willing si Contreras na magkaisa silang mga anti-Duterte kahit kumain ng suka tae at itakain ulit yung suka tae at kakainin ulit para lang matalo ang mga Duterte.
Biro nyo? Ganun ang, they will go to that extent.
Correct.
Para lang talunin yung mga Duterte. Tapos sasabihin nila, hindi na masyado yung Duterte. Hindi yan sustainable.
Ito raw, the reason is pure math. Ganyan.
But the math is not mathing, Joe.
Ito yung nakakatawa, no? So yung, sa mga Duterte supporters kasi, gentle pa yung usapan eh. Gentle pa yung mga usapan. Ba't ayaw niyo supportahan si Inday? Choice yun ni Inday. Dapat, hindi namin masuportahan. Sinusuportahan namin si Inday. Kaso nga lang kasi masyadong masakit yung ginawa ni Bongbong Marcos sa amin. Kaya hindi na, alam mo yun yung, it was really like, it was really like a family talking to each other na. Di ba?
Family issues, trust issues within the family.
Trust issues talaga siya. Trust issues siya na issue. Kumbaga parang yung usapan, and I'm so glad na ganun yung problema natin, Na ganun yung problema natin. Na hindi kasi, mukha namang okay, kasi ganito naman, ganyan, ganyan.
Pero yung sa kanila,
tangina.
Invite na nila yung, hindi ka pamilya, Joey. In-invite na nila yung bahay, yung sa kabilang barangay, yung lahat ng kriminal, lahat ng tapos para sa isang bahay sila.
Oo. Ito yung mga magkakapit-bahay na magkaaway ng 36 years. Na nagbabangayan, siraan ng siraan, batuhan ng putik. Pagkatapos all of a sudden, magde-decide silang maging strategic. Diba? Are you fucking kidding me? Diba?
Desperado na talaga yung mga dilawan. Talagang desperado na yung...
That's why I cannot trust these people. With anything. Anything. I remember Kuyang, talking about strategic alliances and yung alliances because you are aligned with your politics and things like that. Parehas naman tayo ng pinaglalaban, so might as well we form an alliance. Yun yung ideal situation. You look at the same things, you have same goals, and of course if you are different groups, mas maganda mag-consolidate para mas malakas yung push. So that's the old school alliance. Okay? So that's the very basic alliance. Tactical alliance, we may not agree with each other We do not have fundamental disagreement with our political philosophy. But I understand that if we're gonna be together, we can reach a certain goal that is beneficial to both of us.
Tama.
For me, ang tactical alliance, hindi po pwede na na merong na fundamentally flawed when it comes to your fundamental political positions.
Tama.
Kasi yung tactical alliance na na sobrang cold-blooded. Hindi mo kasi mapagkakatiwalaan yan eh. Kasi kung makikipag-tactical alliance ka because you just want to win the election, ganyan-ganyan, pero wala naman talaga kayong same common goal in the future, ibig sabihin, yung kausap mo na yan is going to do a tactical alliance in the future if ikaw naman ang gusto nilang itumba.
Just like the Pinklawan Communist Alliance with the BBM administration dyan sa Congress. That's a tactical alliance for convenience.
Correct.
They are using each other, no? Para nga pag naano na yung isa, kasi nga aminin natin, no, lahat sila talagang gusto nilang tanggalin sa balat ng lupa yung mga Duterte. So they are willing to do that, and I agree with you, no, na yung fundamentals ng yung political ideology ay dapat nandun para magkaroon kayo ng a strong tactical alliance, no. And we see that, no, sa Duterte side of the political divide. We don't see that doon sa Marcos. Chapsoy talaga sila. Even the bagong alliance sa Joey, ha? Chapsoy yan ng 5 political parties, eh.
Yeah.
Kasi itong kung mo, mas
kaya
maganda.
bilis matibag, di ba? Kaya bilis matibag ng alyansa.
Oo, kaya madali lang sa kanila, no, na tibagin yun. And I agree, no, kasi, okay, between this election and 2028, if Amy wins a Senate seat, what could be the worst thing that Amy can do to the Dutertes? Yan ang important question.
Yeah.
Ano ba yung pinakamalalang magawa ni Amy Marcos to Sara Duterte and to PRRD between now and 2028? Presumably, kakandidato na presidente si Inday. Di ba wala? Ano ba? Can you name it? Can she actually, unalive Inday? That's the worst thing that we don't want, di ba? Can she impeach Inday? Or can Amy further the ICC cases against PRRD? Because those are the very, very fundamental problems that the Dutertes are facing. Which
ayun, sabi ni Soldi Oreo, vote yes for impeachment. That's probably the worst that she can do.
Oh, yes.
Oh, but that's going to be a blatant betrayal. I don't think Amy is stupid to do something like that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tama.
So that's the worst thing. Vote for an impeachment. That is in the presumption that the impeachment will prosper into a full-blown trial. Because there are ways na hindi yan magpa-prosper hanggang sa sa pagtanggap lang yan, eh. It can be derailed, can be dismissed. Doon pa lang
sabi ni Gracie, BBM can get away from his crime. The problem, Gracie, he can really get away from his crime kasi immune siya from suit up until
2028.
Up until 2028. So actually, for BBM to be accountable sa mga crimes niya, kailangan matapos yung term niya or at least wala na siya sa office. And for that, it's not in the hand of Amy Marcos. It's in the hand of whoever's going to be the president after BBM. Ganon. So, yun. So, yung BBM can get away from his crime. Ang problema kasi immune naman talaga kasi siya from suit, eh. So, he can really actually get away from his crime as long as presidente siya.
Kaya nga, that's how we can deal with BBM after 2028. Absent any extra constitutional events, no, that may lead into
unless.
So, yun. Kasi ako nga, di ba, ilang beses na natin pinag-usapan to, Joey, as early as, di ba, July or August of last year, eh. Di ba? At nangyari na nga, yung pinag-uusapan natin noon, di ba? Na-endorso na nga itong si Senator Amy ni BP Sara. At okay, titingnan na. Dapat magtanong yung mga tao. Although in-endorse nga ni Inday in-endorse na naman ni Inday lahat ng Duterte 9 pa yun noon, eh. At 10 with Mata, eh, di ba? Pero why endorse Amy? Parang may special endorsement si Amy, eh, at si Camille. So it's sending a message to us. No? It's a different message na, halimbawa, itong Duterte 10, tatay ko to, eh.
Mm.
These are his candidates, eh, 'di ba? Pero he left room for 2 more. I don't
Mm.
know if it was intentional on the part of PRRD or na para kay Inday yun, ibibigay niya yung last 2 or 3, 'di ba? Hindi natin alam, baka meron silang pinag-usapan na, "Okay, Inday, ito lang yung sa akin, 9 or 10, ikaw na yung mag-fill in ng 2." 'Di ba? So it could be possible na gano'n din. And it is likely na kasi matagal sila nagsama with Robin doon sa The Hague.
Mm.
Kung umuwi si Robin, in-endorse kaagad niya si Amy. PRRD is President Emeritus of PDP Laban.
Mm.
Chairman din si Robin. I don't think walang imprimatur yun or with walang knowledge si PRRD nung ginawa.
Well, he said personal niya, pero of course, Robin is still the PDP. Hindi po pwedeng mawala yung color diyan ng 'di ba? Hindi po pwedeng ma-detach fully.
And then immediately after that, in-endorse kaagad si VP Sara, si Camille at si Amy. So,
both of them spent significant time in The Hague.
Yes. So if you connect the dots, no, there should have been something na because alam natin yung mga Duterte, they don't make any moves na hindi calculated. If one thing na I admire with PRRD and VP Sara, they are the most brilliant tacticians, political tacticians, if confronted with a certain issue. No? Nabudol nga lang sila ni BBM. No?
But, well, Inday, yung kasi si PRRD ayaw naman talaga niya kay Bongbong eh.
Tama. So, yun. So, again, no, ako hindi naman ako naniniwala na hanggang lang yung Joey, hanggang endorsement lang yan eh. I think there are some bigger things to happen. 27 days pa.
Ang mga kwento sa kaparangan meron talaga.
Ano ba yun?
May mga talaga silang hawak.
Pakibulong nga. yung kaibigan kong butike na naka-urban camouflage, hindi ko na napapaginipan eh. Buti yung sa'yo. Yung mga universal dancers mo doon eh.
Hindi, yung mga may universal motion dancer nga na nagtanong sa akin. Sabi niya ganun, Joey, iboboto ba natin si Amy because of what she did doon sa because of what she
didn't do on March 11.
Oo, ganun. Naano ko na tayo, hindi ko alam kung napanood mo, Kuya. Kasi nung una, parang ang stance ko talaga is, let's wait and see ano bang mangyayari, ano bang dito, ano bang kaganapan dito, ano bang magiging resulta and things like that. I think that prior to this realization, yung nagawa ni Amy doon sa hearing is actually very significant. Kasi nga, it can be used by the defense of PRRD in the ICC. It can be used by the local, it can be used by the team of PRRD here in the Philippines, sa local courts natin, because everything that was said and extracted during those hearings are under oath. So, magagamit talaga siya. Very useful talaga siya. And I can't understand yung mga taong galit na galit kay Senator Amy. Dito kayo nagiging unreasonable yung ayaw niyong i-recognize yung part na yan. Because that's just the truth. It's useful, okay? It's useful. Hindi yan up for debate. Yet, I felt na, okay, sige, thankful, maraming salamat, Senator Amy, sa mga pinagagawa mo sa hearing na yan, but please, wag muna natin pag-usapan yung election. Ganon generally yung feeling ko. Ganon generally yung feeling ko at that time. Okay, yes, Senator Amy, okay yan, maganda yung mga ginawa ninyo. And I think there is really no other senator who can do something like that, aside from her, doon sa ginawa niya sa hearing na yun. Talagang, I think that's the best hearing she ever presided. That's the best committee hearing she ever presided sa 19th Congress ni Amy. She and Alan Peter Cayetano really they shone brightly doon sa mga hearing na yan. Ngayon, until I saw the content of Attorney Neil Abayon. Kasi parang ang question kasi nung sa hearing doon sa ang question kasi is, enough ba yon? Mukha namang hindi niya tinuturo yung kapatid niya, parang hindi naman niya dinidikdik yung kapatid niya doon, ganyan, parang hindi na. Ganun generally yung comment doon sa hearing nung foreign relations hearing. And then I came across, ito yung maganda kasi doon sa mga lawyers na yung they're sticking with the concept. I really like the contents of Attorney Neil Abayon kasi nga ang kino-content niya really is about the legal concept, the processes, ganyan. Then he talked about qualified political agency. So, of course, syempre familiar naman ako doon. Alam ko naman yung doctrine of qualified political agency, which is also known as the alter ego doctrine. Ganyan. In which, yun nga, in-explain niya, ganda ng pagkaka-explain niya. Well, alter ego doctrine basically says that lahat ng ginagawa ng cabinet members mo and anybody who you talk to directly at merong in-implement na bagay is presumed to be the action of the president.
Exactly.
Oo. So basically, it reminded me to look at the situation na merong ibang color. Sabi ko, okay. So ibig sabihin, Amy Marcos went in that hearing na alam niya na ang mapapahamak talaga yung kapatid niya. Kasi basically, what you want to know is that pumunta ka sa hearing na yon para malaman mo kung sino talaga ang sino talaga ang nag-utos, ang nagkumpas ng lahat-lahat. The doctrine of qualified political agency presumes that it is the president. It presumes that it is the president. No one else but the president. So, ano yun kay Amy? Ano ang dating nun kay Amy? Ibig sabihin, si Amy, kapag hindi niya napatunayan na merong ibang tao, kasi there are ways on how you can repudiate the doctrine of political agency. Ibig sabihin, hindi yan act ng presidente kung ni-repudiate ng presidente yung action. As we speak, up until now, there's no repudiation from the part of the president na pinakidnap niya si PRRD. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng ginawa ng cabinet members niya, act yun ni BBM. Act yun ni BBM. Ngayon, sa part ni Senator Amy Marcos, kung sinasabi niya na pumasok siya sa hearing na yan, with knowing that presumption, ibig sabihin, alam niya na yung kapatid niya ang madidikdik dyan. Kapag hindi niya napalabas si Martin Romualdez or si Lisa Marcos na nag-i-intervene dyan, di ba? Ibig sabihin, yung kapatid niya ang nag-iisang responsable dyan. Pag napalabas niya si Martin Romualdez at saka si Lisa Marcos na nakialam sa kidnapping ni PRRD, if that's the case, I do not know. If but that is the kwento in kaparangan na may kinalaman si Martin, may kinalaman si Lisa, ganyan-ganyan. But if Amy Marcos was able to get information na kasama si Martin at kasama si Lisa dyan, ibig sabihin, tatlo silang responsable.
Right.
In both cases, dik-dik pa rin si Bongbong Marcos. In both cases, ibig sabihin, kinalaban niya talaga yung kapatid niya.
Agree, no, Joey? No? And I think, no, when Amy called for that hearing, she was already decided. Ilalaglag ko na yung kapatid ko. Amy, conducting that hearing, was telling the Filipino people, without exactly telling the Filipino people, Marcos Jr. is responsible for the kidnapping of PRRD. Yun ang ginawa ni Amy. Because, pagka sabihin lang diretso ni Amy, yung kapatid ko ang may responsibilidad. It's so easy to deny it. It's so
without really saying it. Kasi basically, yun yung legal implication eh. Tapos hindi lang sinasabi ni Amy ng direkta. But, yun nga, no? And I'm very thankful nga sa ating mga abogadong nagdi-discuss ng mga ganitong bagay. Because, if we're going to bring it to court, the presumption is that it is his brother. It is her brother who did everything. Ayun.
Tama. No? And in fairness to Amy Marcos, sa lahat ng mga hearing dyan sa Senado, from the PI to the what happened in QOJC to the naputulan ng daliri yung sa Ayungin Shoal yung ating SOG si Facundo hanggang sa Foreign Relations Committee tungkol sa kidnapping ni PRRD. In fairness to Amy Marcos, she did more than all the PDP senators combined in all the hearings in the Senate. I'm not saying you vote for Amy Marcos. I'm just objectively saying.
Di ba ikaw hindi ka pa rin masakit pa rin sa damdamin mo iboto si Amy.
Sinabi ko nga sa na I'm waiting na si PRRD na mismo mag-endorse ni
baka magsalita. Kasi Kasi sabi ko, ikaw ba kuya, will you go all the way na for the +2? Sabi niya gano'n. You know what? Masakit pa talaga sa damdamin ko iboto si Amy. Hindi pa talaga. Intayin ko lang muna yung sasabihin ng matanda. Sabi niya. Hintayin ko lang muna yung sasabihin ng matanda bago sa
Tama naman. No? At ako nga din masama din loob ko kay Villar, di ba? Kasi nga, Mark and Amy could have done, more to help PRRD noong March 11, di ba? But they chose not to. Well, that's water under the bridge now. But again, tama ka, no? Tactical and strategic thinking. VP Sara is applying something na para sa kanya is probably the best chess move, no? One move ahead siya sa ginawa. Kasi we were all caught by surprise, Joey. we are all caught by surprise with what happened. Yung iba nga, sabi nila, that was an old photo with Amy.
That's what I thought. Yan din yung ano, akala ko rin ano yun. Akala ko 2019. Akala ko 2019 na, kasi di ba in-endorse din ni Inday si Amy noong 2019. Tapos parang meron silang yung yung biker chic na material na parang basta meron silang mga etchos na gano'n, tapos gano'n rin yung pormahan nila na parang black din yung drama, ganyan. Leather, ganyan. So akala ko 2019 pa yun, so apparently bago pala.
So yun. Hanggang ngayon nga, yung iba, hindi maka-accept na totoo yun. Even the fact na si Lisa Marcos is already here, meron pa rin nag-i-insist na nandun si Lisa sa LA. Nandito yun sa Liluan noong April 11 eh. Nasalisihan ako noon. Tangina.